This is a video about still life drawing. So what is a still life? A still life is made up of a minimum of 3 objects. Items can be arranged in a particular way. Artists can focus on the whole still life or a section. Then the artist draws, photographs, or creates an artwork from this still life. Getty Education states that a still life describes a work of art that shows inanimate objects from nature or man-made worlds such as fruit, flowers, dead game, and or vessels like baskets or bowls. Looking at it in another way, still lifes depict things that are still and don't move. We've got a historical still life here by Paul Cézanne and a historical Australian Dora Chapman's work with charcoal and white pastel. So for this task, what we need is a HB pencil, a HB General pencil, which is a charcoal pencil. We've got the willow charcoal, compressed charcoal, a sharpener, and a razor. So here's our still life. You could view it from lots of different angles, and depending on where you're sitting in the room will depend on your angle with what you see. One of the keys when you're actually drawing your still life is to try and line up things. How big is that particular object? Where is it lining up with something else? So this is the still life I'm going to draw. I can see that there are certain parts in here that are lined up with each other. I can see this vase is just underneath that candle. I can see the colander is about halfway through that particular colander. So you can see with these lines, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to line up where all these objects are before I start actually drawing it. I can see where they're sitting. The really important thing with drawing a still life is that you actually have to look at the still life. Don't draw what you think you see, draw what you actually see. Another way of looking at it is looking at the positive space. So everything in black here is positive. That is the shapes of the objects, and the background is the negative. So that's generally the outside of our shape that we're looking at. So how do I draw a still life? Well, here I am giving it a go. I use a method called inner skeletons, which means that I draw everything while looking at the object with inner circles. Inner skeletons, if you like. Everything for me, you can see shapes within. And what I'm trying to do is to line up everything in there. So I've got my candle, I've got my vase. Now I'm moving on to the colander. It's a little bit of a weird shape, so I'm trying to work out where the bottom of that colander is. And now I'm moving on to that little container at the end. So that's what I generally have at the beginning of me drawing. Now what I'm going to do is like a dot to dot. I'm going to go around all the parts to create my actual shapes. And I'll correct it as I go. So I've got my vase in there. Now I'm drawing the candle. I'm going to get the colander. I probably needed to do another inner circle or inner skeleton. I'm going to try and look at where it's lining up with the vase. It's got a little bit of a weird shape. I can see I need to extend that bottom part as well. I'm going to put the bottom part of the colander in there now. So all I'm wanting to do is just to get a nice rough sketch of what I'm actually seeing. I can correct it as I go, because the more we're looking at these objects, the more we're getting to know them. So now I can start to erase the inner skeletons. I don't need them anymore. They were there just to build up my drawing so I can get those objects in there. And now what I'm doing is doing a little bit of cleanup, adding a little bit more detail. And now I'm ready for the next part, which is how to use charcoal. The first thing I've got to do is work out my light source. So the easiest way to have a light source is from an angle, either the left side or the right side. It's harder to have a light source coming from the top or the bottom. You can set up a still life with lights directly on there, so it shows you what the light source is. For this particular one set up in the classroom, I'm going to have my own. This is willow charcoal, which means we can push it around and it can go quite light. The next one we're going to be using is compressed charcoal. So this compressed charcoal is a lot darker. You can see the blackness is a lot darker than the other one, and it doesn't rub as much as what the willow charcoal is. So all I'm going to do to start with is actually just put all this charcoal on there. At the moment, I can still see my lead pencil. You might not want to do it as much as what I am right now. You might do a little bit at a time so you can still see where your pencil marks are, but I can still see where they are. I'm just going to use my finger to actually smudge it onto the page. What I'm trying to do is make it look a little bit 3D. So it does depend on how I'm actually smudging. I am trying to be a little bit deliberate with how I'm doing it. And then I'm going to start building up that charcoal. You can see I'm being a little bit more careful with that willow charcoal now. I'll just fasten it up a little bit. I'm adding a little bit more detail. I'm looking at the objects. I'm looking on where they're actually dark. Willow charcoal does break a little bit too, so you might notice there's little bits coming up onto your page. That's okay. You can still keep using it. You can see that that particular shape is really dark at the ends. So I'm trying to show where the dark parts are on all my objects and adding some little detail too. I'm going to use some compressed charcoal now because I want to build up that dark part. And I also want to neaten up some of my edges because they've gone a little bit fuzzy. Now for those that find it a little bit tricky with the compressed charcoal, you can use the general pencil, which is a charcoal pencil, and that gives you a little bit more control. But at the moment, I'm just trying to build up some more of the dark parts on here. My colander has those little silver circles on there, so I'm trying to build them up as well. You can use a tissue if you don't like smudging with your fingers. Some people don't like smudging with their fingers. I'm just going to bring it along. And you can see that I'm using a general pencil. So this is basically like a lead pencil, except we can smudge it. So what I'm doing now is actually trying to sharpen those edges, make it nice and tidy and clean. If you are going for a really rough look in your drawing, by all means you can. You don't have to follow this if your style of art is different. We're all different. That's what makes us unique. You can see all I'm going through is adding some of the shines and the shadows. I'm adding some of the other parts too, and just neatening them up. Now what I'm up to is just cleaning up with an eraser, and now I'm going to do some highlights. Highlights are really easy with an eraser. So I'm just looking at the lightest part of the still life, and I'm just trying to copy it onto my drawing. The last thing that's obviously missing, after I just finished that, is my shadows. So because my light source is coming from the top left corner, what I'm going to do is follow that shadow line underneath with the willow charcoal because it's nice and light. And then I'm going to smudge it. And that's a really quick way of drawing a still life and then finishing it off with charcoal. And you're an artist, so sign your work. So that's a close-up of the drawing that I just did for that video. To extend yourself, so maybe you want to try something different. So continuous line. Continuous line means that you are basically not lifting your pencil off of the paper. So you can see it becomes a little bit messy. It's quite a quick way of drawing. It's a very loose way of drawing, and I'm trying very hard not to lift my pencil off of the paper. I'm still looking at the object, and then I'm bringing it through. And that's what the drawing looks like in the end with a continuous line. Another way you could do it with a still life drawing is to experiment. So put multiple pencils together. I've got 3 pencils together here, and all I'm doing is the continuous line method, of trying not to lift off my pencil off of the paper. And you can see that it's already doing some really interesting results, very different to the last drawing, and quite quick with its method. You can see that's what it looks like in the end. So there are lots of ways that you can do a still life drawing in the classroom. So here are some other ideas. You could draw quickly from one spot for only 10 to 15 seconds and then move 2 to 3 spaces to the left. This changes your view and you draw again over the same drawing. You could keep the same pencil, you could change its colour. The end results are loose, experimental, overlapping, and could be reworked for an abstract or cubist style work. Another way you could do a still life drawing is start the drawing for 20 to 30 seconds only, and then you move to the left 3 spaces, and now each student is sitting at another seat in the classroom with someone else's work, and they continue the previous student's work. Do this 3 times before moving back to your original spot. Sometimes the end results of these sorts of experimental still life drawings can be really interesting. So have some fun and experiment. Thanks.